It was a chilly autumn evening, the air thick with an unsettling quietness that hung over the abandoned fairgrounds. The clock struck midnight, casting an eerie glow on the rusting rides and dilapidated booths. The derelict carnival seemed to materialize out of the shadows, its existence defying all reason. I found myself standing before the skeletal remains of a once vibrant carousel. Its flickering lights emitted an otherworldly glow, casting distorted shadows that danced along the cracked pavement. Drawn inexplicably to the decaying attraction, I approached with cautious trepidation. The carousel, frozen in time, creaked and groaned as if resentful of its forsaken state. Its ornate horses, worn by the relentless passage of years, stared hauntingly with vacant eyes. Despite the foreboding atmosphere, an irresistible compulsion guided me to climb onto one of the weathered mounts. As I settled onto the cold, cracked saddle, the carnival stirred to life. The creaking gears rumbled beneath me, and the carousel began its macabre dance. Slowly at first, the rhythmic turns quickened, pulling me into a surreal vortex of spectral lights and haunting melodies. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy as the carousel spun faster, revealing grotesque visions that played out before my horrified eyes. Distorted faces contorted in agony, scenes of unspeakable horror unfolded like twisted fragments of a nightmare. Each rotation brought me closer to my impending doom, a nightmarish fate seemingly carved into the very fabric of the carnival. The once joyful tunes emanating from the antiquated music box warped into dissonant chords that echoed through the desolate fairgrounds. The world around me blurred into a phantasmagoric display of surreal horrors. The decrepit carnival had become a gateway to the darkest recesses of my own fears. A feeling of profound dread consumed me as I realized that the visions were not mere illusions but glimpses into a future stained with malevolence. Faces contorted in despair, figures shrouded in darkness, and a sense of impending doom gripped my soul. In a desperate attempt to escape the sinister fate that loomed, I clung to the dilapidated horse as it continued its relentless spin. The carousel's mechanical whirring intensified, drowning out the echoes of my own terrified breaths. The grotesque parade of nightmares seemed unending, a relentless descent into a void of unimaginable horror. As the carousel finally slowed to a haunting halt, the carnival plunged back into a silence that was even more disconcerting than before. The flickering lights cast long shadows, and the once joyful melodies now lingered as dissonant whispers in the frigid air. I stumbled off the carousel, shaken to my core by the spectral ordeal. The derelict carnival stood as a testament to the malevolent forces that lurked beyond the veil of our understanding. With a final, haunting glance at the decaying fairgrounds, I fled into the night, forever haunted by the twisted visions of a carnival lost in time. It was a gloomy night, the moon veiled behind a thick blanket of clouds as I navigated the winding path that led to the forgotten mansion. The air hung heavy with an oppressive mist that clung to the ancient trees, whispering tales of bygone eras and haunting secrets. The mysterious invitation, an elegant parchment adorned with cryptic symbols, had drawn me to this enigmatic place. As I approached the entrance, the towering gates swung open with an eerie creak, as if welcoming me to a realm suspended between the living and the spectral. The mansion emerged from the mist like a phantom, its ivy-covered facade revealing the wear and tear of centuries gone by. The air within carried a scent of decay, as though the very walls exhaled the stories of its long-forgotten inhabitants. Stepping into the foyer, the grandeur of the mansion unfolded before me. A sweeping staircase adorned with faded red carpeting led to upper levels cloaked in shadows. The dim light emanating from antique chandeliers lent an ethereal quality to the space. The grand ballroom, a cavernous expanse beyond the double doors, beckoned with an unsettling allure. As I entered the ballroom, the haunting strains of a spectral waltz echoed through the air. The space was filled with ethereal couples gliding across the floor, their movements synchronized in silent agony. The guests, adorned in attire reminiscent of a bygone era, swirled with hollow eyes that betrayed neither joy nor sorrow. Attempting to comprehend the surreal scene before me, I felt an unseen force guiding me into the macabre dance. The music, emanating from nowhere and everywhere, dictated a rhythm that transcended the boundaries of time. I found myself entwined with a spectral partner, our movements mirroring the somber elegance of the haunted ballroom. In the grand mirrors that adorned the walls, I caught glimpses of my reflection. With each graceful turn, my image transformed, slowly aging before my eyes. The once youthful face in the mirror contorted with the ravages of time, lines etching deep into my skin, and hair turning silver in the ghostly glow of the chandeliers. The haunting dance with time continued, a relentless march into the abyss of ages. I felt the weight of years pressing upon me, the cruel hands of time refusing to release their grip. Panic set in as I realized that the spectral waltz had ensnared me in a cursed rhythm, trapping me within the confines of the haunted mansion's temporal embrace. Desperation clawed at my soul as I struggled against the relentless dance, the ballroom spinning in a disorienting blur. The ghostly guests, oblivious to my plight, continued their silent waltz, locked in an eternal performance that transcended the boundaries of mortality. In a final, desperate bid for escape, I broke free from the spectral partner and stumbled towards the grand doors. The mist outside seemed to part reluctantly as I emerged from the haunted mansion, the echoes of the waltz fading into the night. Haunted by the memories of that cursed ballroom, I ventured back into the world, forever marked by the macabre dance with time. The mysterious mansion, built in perpetual mist, stood as a testament to the unfathomable forces that lurk beyond the veil of our understanding, leaving me forever entangled in the spectral threads of a haunted existence. It was a lazy Saturday afternoon when I stumbled upon the antique dollhouse at the flea market, its quaint charm and delicate craftsmanship drawing me in. Intricately detailed and seemingly innocent, it promised to be a unique addition to my collection. Little did I know that this miniature relic would become a vessel for something far more insidious. As I arranged the diminutive furniture within the dollhouse, a sense of whimsy filled the air. The tiny rooms mirrored the layout of my own home, and each miniature piece seemed to carry the weight of a bygone era. It was an enchanting endeavor, or so I thought. With each rearrangement of the minuscule furnishings, a subtle shift occurred in the atmosphere around me. The air seemed charged with an unseen energy, and a sinister undercurrent coursed through the room. The dollhouse, once a charming relic, had become a conduit for malevolence. The first inkling of this sinister transformation manifested when I moved a tiny chair in the dollhouse's living room. In that exact moment, a disconcerting chill swept through my own living room. The walls seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and shadows clung to corners with an unsettling persistence. As I continued to rearrange the miniature world, a malevolent puppet master seemed to seize control. The dollhouse became a distorted mirror of my reality, each alteration unleashing a twisted version of my life within its confines. A macabre play unfolded, and I, unwittingly, became both audience and protagonist in this eerie drama. The sinister changes mirrored my actions within the dollhouse. If I moved the miniature bed, my own bedroom transformed into a nightmarish tableau. The air grew thick with an oppressive darkness, and the room echoed with muted whispers that sent shivers down my spine. A sense of powerlessness enveloped me as I realized the malevolent force at play. The dollhouse, once an innocent relic, had become a conduit for a puppet master manipulating the threads of my reality. Each adjustment in the miniature world echoed in my own existence, a cruel dance orchestrated by unseen hands. The twisted version of my life played out within the dollhouse's miniature rooms, a nightmarish reflection of my actions. The malevolent puppet master reveled in my despair, pulling the strings that bound me to this haunting miniature realm. It became evident that the dollhouse was a harbinger of doom, a vessel for forces beyond comprehension. In a desperate attempt to break free from this malevolent dance, I considered abandoning the antique dollhouse. Yet, the insidious connection persisted. The more I tried to distance myself, the tighter the puppet master's grip became, weaving a web of terror that ensnared my every move. Haunted by the twisted version of my life within the dollhouse, I found myself trapped in a sinister cycle. The miniature rooms held a distorted reflection of my reality, and the malevolent force reveled in its power over my existence. As I grappled with the unseen puppet master, the antique dollhouse stood as a testament to the malevolent forces that lurk in the shadows, manipulating the very fabric of our lives.